Rain Cat. The rain came down in hard, silver sheets, drumming against the window panes. Inside, everything was warm and golden. Leo sat on the floor, sketching superheroes in his notebook, safe from the storm. A sudden flash of lightning lit up the whole sky, followed by a deep rumble of thunder that shook the house. Leo looked up from his drawing, his eyes wide. The wind howled like a hungry wolf. That's when he heard it. It wasn't the thunder, and it wasn't the wind. It was a tiny, thin sound, like a squeaky door hinge, almost lost in the noise of the storm. He called for his mom. "I think I hear something outside." Together, they peered through the glass of the front door, but the rain was a blurry curtain. "Stay here," his mom said, pulling on her boots and a raincoat. Leo watched as his mom opened the door just a crack, the wind immediately trying to push its way in. She stepped out onto the porch, shielding her eyes as she scanned the yard. She knelt down by the big hydrangea bush, its heavy flowers drooping with water. When she stood up, she was holding a tiny, shivering bundle. It was a kitten, no bigger than her hand, soaked and scared. Back inside, Mom wrapped the kitten in a warm, fluffy towel. "Oh, you poor thing," she whispered. Leo reached out one finger and gently stroked the kitten's damp head. It was trembling. They worked like a team. Mom carefully dried the kitten's fur with the towel while Leo got a small bowl. The kitten was so weak it could barely stand. "We need to get him warm," Mom said. She found an old shoebox and lined it with a soft fleece blanket. She placed the kitten inside, and it immediately curled into a tight little ball. Leo sat on the floor, watching the small ball of fur. Slowly, the trembling stopped. A tiny pink nose twitched. Then, Leo heard a new sound, a soft, rumbling purr that filled the quiet room. The next morning, the world was washed clean. The sun streamed through the window, and the only sign of the storm was the glistening drops on the leaves outside. Leo carefully lifted the kitten out of the box. It was still tiny, but its eyes were bright and curious. It took a few wobbly steps on the rug, then pounced on Leo's shoelace. "He looks like a little storm cloud," Leo said, watching the kitten's gray fur. "A little rain cloud. I'm going to call him Nimbus." That afternoon, Mom sat down with Leo. "Nimbus is wonderful," she said. "But taking care of an animal is a very big job. It's more than just playing. It's a promise." She explained about feeding and cleaning and trips to the veterinarian. "He will depend on you for everything, every single day. Are you ready for that responsibility?" Leo looked down at the little kitten, purring in his lap. He thought about how scared and cold Nimbus had been in the storm. He nodded seriously. "I'm ready." Their first trip was to the animal shelter to see if Nimbus was lost. They posted pictures and waited, but no one called. He didn't have a family. Next, they went to the veterinarian. The doctor checked Nimbus all over. "He's a healthy little guy," she said with a smile. "He just needed someone to give him a safe home." That night, Nimbus didn't sleep in the shoebox. He curled up at the end of Leo's bed, a small, warm weight in the darkness. The storm was long gone. Leo knew he would never forget the sound of the rain that brought them together. He had found more than just a kitten in the storm. He had found a friend, and a promise he would keep forever.
Like and subscribe Trend Life Animation for another story.